Coming up, find out which Bay Area cities and counties are still evacuating to avoid almost bursting Orville Dam.
And after one of the worst winter rains we are experiencing in years, we'll update you on the homes at risk of falling in the ocean in Pacifica.
All of that and more coming up on State of Events. Good morning and welcome to State of Events. I'm Uilani Gray.
And I'm Majestic Bellamy. Let's get to our top story.
Mandatory evacuations are underway for nearly 200,000 nearby residents after damage to the Orville Dam. Officials are assessing serious damage to the regular spillway caused by severe erosion to the emergency spillway.
Lake Orville's water level is decreasing and water has stopped flowing over the emergency spillway. But the evacuation order still stands as officials are waiting to declare the area safe for families to return. They're hoping to begin repairs before the next storm is expected later this week. The heavy rain this winter season is taking its toll on Pacifica. An erosion cliffside has left an apartment complex at risk of sliding into the ocean. State of Events' Tessa Kleinbell has an update on the apartment and a look on our weather.
Check out this aerial drone footage of a Pacifica cliffside crumbling into the ocean, leaving the apartment complex on top of that unstable cliff red tagged. The city deemed the building unsafe and forced residents to move out last year. The city says it will now tear it down.
So we're here today to announce that the city is intending to move forward with the demolition of the apartment building at 310 Esplanade Avenue.
We've seen a progressive deterioration, large failures of the sea bluff, and this is the reason why we need to take action, why we still can.
The construction began this week. The demolition of the building should be finished by the end of the day Wednesday, but debris removal could take several.
That is just one part of the Bay Area that is affected by these recent storms. Thankfully, we've had a few days to dry out a little bit, and we'll continue to see that today. So if you do have those Valentine's Day plans, no umbrellas are necessary. A wet pattern does begin again tomorrow evening and into your weekend. Expect 1 to 2 inches of rain when it's all done. There is a break in the rain Saturday. If you do have any weekend plans, Saturday will be the driest. So enjoy the dry skies today, but get the umbrellas ready on and off starting tomorrow. I'll send it back to Jess and Uilani at the desk.
Half Moon Bay's famous world-class wave Mavericks has been breaking, but have you ever wondered who rescues the surfers in need? State of Events, Chloe Ortega is at Ocean Beach with the story.
Maverick surfers can feel a little safer surfing one of the world's most dangerous waves. They rely on volunteers to help surfers in need, and they do it all for free. The people out in jet skis and Mavericks are volunteers. They help rescue or assist surfers who need help.
Guy goes down, you'll drive in on the jet ski if he needs assistance, and you'll pick him up on the back and you'll drive him out.
The impact of the waves can damage the jet skis over time.
Everybody that's out there is buying their own jet skis, is buying their own parts, buying their own trailers, and doing this at 100% cost to themselves.
To help pay for the damage to their equipment, Matthew and other volunteers set up a GoFundMe page.
So, the support worldwide has been amazing. In 2 days or 3 days, we've raised, a little over $7,000.
That has now gone up to $9,000. I asked Matthew if he and other rescuers will continue to volunteer despite Titans of Mavericks filing for bankruptcy.
There's Luca Padua, who's like a 15-year-old Grom who's surfing that thing every day, and I'm out here because, I'm out there on big days because I want to make sure that kid's safe because he's like a little brother to me. And it wouldn't matter if there was a contest, it wouldn't matter what it was, I'm out there for that. I'm out there for this community. I'm out there to make sure people like that are safe.
15-year-old Luca Padua tells us what it's like to go under that kind of wave.
And just even the way you fall, when you're going that fast, it'll, if you're going up to 35 miles an hour on a wave and you fall on water, you're not just gonna go underwater right away. You're gonna skip and you're gonna spin and a bunch of crazy stuff. And I can trust just about everybody out there on a jet ski. And those guys, if you're in trouble, they will help you out.
The surfers and rescuers will continue to surf Mavericks regardless if there's a contest or not. If you want to donate, you can learn more information on the State of Events Facebook page. Live from Ocean Beach, I'm Chloe Ortega, State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
Coming up, we'll see which SF State alum are nominated for Grammys and Oscars.
Have you any plans yet for Valentine's Day? If not, we've got you covered on what's going on around the Bay.
And if you're a fan of this popular beverage, do you know what you're putting in your body? We'll tell you the risks of drinking boba when we return on State of Events. The White House is announcing they won't challenge an appeals court ruling on President's travel ban in Supreme Court. Trump says he's confident he could win any legal battle, but is also thinking about alternative strategies. He feels that something needs to happen quickly to protect national security, so he may just file a new order rather than wait for the court process. It's unclear if the new measure will be separate or different from the current executive order or reworking of the same one. Trump says there could be an update version of the measure later this week.
And from national security to feeling secure right here on campus. With midterm exams approaching, many SF State students are staying later than usual at the school library. State of Events reporter Karen Cordero has more on what students can do to stay safe after hours.
This time of year, many SFSU students are pulling all-nighters at the school library to study for midterms.
My major requires me to do a lot of papers and research, so I'm usually in here on average until around 1 a.m.
For most students, staying on campus after hours is an ordinary thing to do. But for SFSU student Lucy Cazares, the choice of studying late on campus is a worrying danger.
I've experienced robbery here and theft of my laptop and like random little things I had in my backpack. So I do have this concern in the back of my mind, what's going to happen to me or like worse, another student.
With student safety in mind, the SF State University Police Department shares a few tips on how students can protect themselves from sexual assaults and robbery.
One of the biggest things that you can do to help protect yourself is just to be aware of your surroundings. And what I mean by that is when you're walking on campus or off campus or wherever you're walking, especially late at night, don't have your earphones plugged in your ear. Don't stare at your phone as you're walking. Be aware and walk with purpose. If you're leaving the library to go to your car, walk to your car with purpose. Be aware of who's around you.
And while SF State is generally a safe campus, Lieutenant Shiu says,
we're in a large city, San Francisco, and we are not immune to crime. But I think that we as a campus community do very well at keeping everybody safe.
In San Francisco, I'm Karen Cordero, State of Events.
Could 24th Street BART station, sponsored by Apple, be in the Bay Area future? This is just one of several revenue strategies being considered by the Board of Directors, along with train wraps, innovation, real estate, and property development options. In November, voters approved a $3.5 billion bond, but BART representatives say BART operation capital needs to be closer to $10 billion, leaving a funding gap of about $6 million. These new revenue strategies go to vote later in 2017.
Move over coffee and energy drinks. Bubble tea, also known as boba, is getting more and more popular.
But as delicious as boba is, State of Events' Anna Ture shows us there are health risks to consider.
Students are lining up to grab something to eat for lunch. But it's not just food they wait for. They want something sweet and fast to consume. What they want is boba.
I love boba because it's kind of like having dessert on the go. You can walk around and just drink it.
And while students use coffee and energy drinks, they found another alternative in boba.
I don't drink coffee, so it's like another energy drink.
And just like the quickly on campus, busy students love short waits.
Just the fact that I can get it really quickly and it's fast.
With the line going by the minute, students hope to get their hands on one of these delectable drinks. But are they aware about the nutritional facts behind it?
Registered dietitian Jessica Sweeney from Millbrae Skilled Care Facility explains the sugar content in one drink.
An average 12-ounce drink, now this is just standard with the normal ingredients that they would add, it's about 79, 80 grams of carbohydrates.
Even raging boba owner Nick Asuncion lowered his intake of boba.
Not as often as I used to. I mean, I'm at the threshold of age. I have to watch the sugars and everything going in.
As attractive as these drinks look, Sweeney says there are more health risks to consider.
You definitely can develop heart disease, diabetes, you can gain a lot of weight. Sugar is the main culprit that we're finding now.
These bright drinks bring a lot of joy into people's lives, but understanding the risks is also important. In San Francisco, Anna Terea, State of Events.
And speaking of sugar overload, Krispy Kreme's is saying Happy Valentine's by giving away a free donut for the rest of February.
Wow, the rest of February?
Yes,
no
girl.
way. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, there went the New Year's resolution out the window. We need to get a reporter over to Krispy Kreme's right now.
Yep.
Michaela, hit it. Go to Krispy Kreme's.
You can purchase any donut with any size coffee, so have fun.
Get over there right away. Award season is in full swing, and SFSU alumni are representing for the Gators.
We have a Grammy recap and a look ahead at the Oscars.
Award season has begun with the 89th Academy Award airing at the end of this month. The buzz at SF State isn't just about who's wearing what.
That's right. It's also about which alumni from SFSU is nominated. State of Events reporter Vanessa Ariola has the story.
The 89th Academy Awards is just around the corner. While everyone will be excited for the outfits and the glam of the stars nominated, SF State has something to be a little proud of. Christopher Scarambosio is a SFSU alumni who has been nominated for an Oscar. Scarambosio, who has been nominated for 3 Oscars, is nominated for the Best Sound Mixing on the film Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. In an interview in 2003, Scarambosio talks about how he landed an internship with Lucasfilms while attending SFSU.
Having my experience on Gumby, I had some experience with what they were developing. I had actually worked on some systems that had something to do with what they were doing, so I was able to have some input that was valuable, and I could crash the program pretty easily.
Scarambosio has worked on over 100 films but has never won an Oscar, and his name on this year's ballot is generating much anticipation for the Beckett department.
I think we're already a well-regarded department, but this simply adds to an excellent reputation for the department.
Be on the lookout for who wins. The 89th Academy Awards will be airing Sunday, February 26th at 5:30 Pacific Time Standards. In San Francisco, Vanessa Ariola, State of Events.
2 San Francisco State alumni, Joe Louis Walker and Wayne Wallace, scored Grammy nominations. Walker's latest album, Everybody Wants a Piece, earned him a Grammy nomination for Best Contemporary Blues Song. And Wayne Wallace was nominated for Best Latin Jazz Band. This is the second Grammy nomination for Walker and Wallace.
Gender-neutral restrooms are now at SF State, and some students have mixed feelings about them. SF State of Events, Dwayne Hibbert is live with the details.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at San Francisco State, shining a light on the gender-neutral facilities. Now, San Francisco is known to be one of the most progressive cities in the nation, but does that translate to its schools? The gender-inclusive facilities have been stirring up a diverse group of opinions. Let's check it out.
SF State students express themselves in many ways through their identity. They seek representation, especially from their institution. There are gender-neutral facilities located all over campus.
Having the gender-neutral bathrooms is wonderful, and even the fact that they have multiple, I think is really, really great.
For some, this is a victory. To others, it's a reminder that more work needs to be done.
The whole point of being gender-neutral is that people can go in and out, and being one stall is really hard for trans, non-binary, transgender people to actually go use these facilities. As someone who identifies gender non-conforming, I don't really use these facilities. Like, they're always in use. So I feel like in that aspect it's really inaccessible.
There are postings on campus and online showing where you can find gender-inclusive facilities.
The gender identity/expression policy strives for inclusion and to take down barriers that segregate. I'm Dwayne Hibbert, live on Holloway. Back to you guys.
Up next, a recap of the highly anticipated Warriors versus OKC game.
And look at the local players representing America in the upcoming World Baseball Championship. Kevin Durant made his return to Oklahoma City for the first time since his departure this past summer. State of Events sports anchor Matt Fowler joins us at the desk to talk about Kevin's special night. Hey, Matt.
Hey, it isn't often in the regular season that a regular season game has so much anticipation that comes with it. But when Kevin Durant returns to Oklahoma City, well, that's a little bit of a different story. The fans waited for the team plane to land, which is kind of insane if you think about it, but it took the Warriors about 25 seconds to walk from the plane to the bus, which is about how long this game was competitive for. Let's go to the highlights. So Kevin Durant, he had 34 points in this game, and it really wasn't close from start to finish. The Warriors ended up winning by a score of 130 to 114, which you would think 130 points does not happen very often, but with the Warriors, they've scored almost 150 multiple times in the season. As you see, Kevin hit the three-pointer there. At that point, made the score 50 to 34. Stephen Curry had another double-digit game here. Sean Livingston brings it up to Clay for three, which doesn't go, but Durant tips it in, and he was just all over the court here, and this was not pretty for the Oklahoma City fans who wore cupcake T-shirts, tried to say that Kevin Durant was a cupcake and was soft. The only thing that was soft was the Thunder effort from start to finish, as they were just dominated. As you see, Kevin Durant go coast to coast for the layup, 63-41 at that point. Russell Westbrook can't do anything with his former teammate, as you see the slow motion replay. From 94 feet from one end to the other. And guys, this was bad, wasn't it? I mean, this was just not something that the OKC fans, that the owners, that Dan Mahoney, the general manager, everybody wanted to see Kevin Durant lose, and that just wasn't in the cards. As you see Durant right before the half with a breakaway dunk. In the third quarter, Steph Curry passes it off to Durant, goes inside, lays it in over the defender. I mean, all these things went horribly wrong for the Thunder, and the last two times they played, it has been a blowout as well. So they're going to need to make some adjustments. The Warriors, on the other hand, are now 46-8. So they probably won't get to that magic number of 73 as they did last year, but they will probably get to 70. And as you see here, Durant with another jump shot. And then, of course, the dagger. And we go to ESPN's Mike Breen. Mike, do us a favor, please. Turn it up to volume, I don't know, 10 or let's say 11.
Durant way downtown. Bang! Kevin Durant
there's the dagger.
drills
So
the three-pointer.
the Warriors win by the final of, like I said, 130 to 114. And OKC has some problems. And this week, pitchers and catchers reported to spring training, and while the season is still months away, there is another competition to get excited for, the World Baseball Classic. State of Events Justin McCarthy joins us to talk about which Giants players will compete for Team USA.
All right.
So as the calendar turns from February to March, baseball fans prepare for the return of their boys of summer. But since 2006, every 4 years, they get the extra baseball in the form of the World Baseball Classic.
The Dominican Republic, the World Baseball Classic champions.
The WBC, baseball's version of the FIFA World Cup. Starting on March 9th, 16 nations playing in 4 countries, all fighting for the title of world champions. Over 100 MLB players are slated to represent their respective countries. Key Giants Crawford and Posey will get their first shot at representing the United States, and first-timer Johnny Cueto.
Now, the United States has a very difficult task at hand in the first round, as they've been placed in a very difficult group with Canada, Colombia, and 2013 World Baseball Classic champions, the Dominican Republic. It's going to be a tough road ahead for the United States, but Ulani and Jess, back to you guys.
In the Bay Area, there is a nonprofit organization where sports are available for kids and adults to come and join. The special thing about the organization is that It is specifically for people with disadvantages, from cycling to wounded veterans to wheelchair basketball for the youth. State of Events reporter Katie Welch has the story.
What do I love most about BORP? BORP's my family, and you can't really love your family much more than that.
Bay Area Outreach and Recreation Program, also known as BORP, advances the lives of people with physical disabilities through sports and recreational activities. This includes wheelchair basketball for adults and children, cycling for veterans, power soccer, or even goalball for the blind.
BORP, also known as Bay Area Outreach and Recreation Program, is an organization based in Berkeley, where almost any person of any age can find themselves playing any sport imaginable.
Berkeley to play some ball with Trooper and John, who are both coordinators of the wheelchair basketball program at BORP. After learning about their program, little did I know I was in for not only a practice, but to become a teammate for a little scrimmage. As I learned I was not the best, I also learned that this sport was not very easy.
Everything that you see in studies that how sport enhances the lives of able-bodied kids, how it creates self-esteem or helps increase their self-esteem, increase self-confidence, increase social development, gives them a sense of community. Those same principles exist for kids with disabilities and even on a larger scale. Right now we've been doing kind of a mini study over the last couple of years, and we're able to show that participation in sports programs can influence academics.
As much fun as I had on the court with these guys, their main message to everyone is to get up and get in the gym no matter what. In Berkeley, I'm Katie Welge, State of Events.
Not quite sure what to do this Valentine's Day? There is plenty of entertainment happening. You can join in on the traditional pillow fight and release some tension.
That sounds good. You can also indulge in some of the finest beers and snacks or be amazed by an alluring magician. Whatever you may decide, get ready for some fun and a great V-Day in the Bay. We have State of Events Ashman Ram to tell you more about what's going on.
Can be celebrated in many ways. Every year on Valentine's Day, thousands gather at the Justin Herman Plaza, all to participate in the Great San Francisco Pillow Fight. Just bring a pillow and a person and get ready to hit and be hit. But if something less physical is what you're looking for.
And that's it for this week's State of Events. Thanks for joining us.
Come back next week. We'll be discussing more on the stories that affect you.